Cell.
To sell.
Yeah!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Cell to Cell. My name is Heem, that's Nick, and today we're actually going to be playing around with ChatGPT. As regenerative medicine students, we're just going to ask a bunch of questions and do our own little due diligence.
Yeah, it's going to be a good way, you guys have heard our take on regenerative medicine, some of our fellow students' take on, regenerative medicine and, what we think about it, but let's see what the overseeing Lord of today now sees, the all-knowing ChatGPT. So, all right.
GPT,
GTP, whatever. Potato. It's going to take over the world anyways. No, it's not. It's not. AI is not going to take over the world. We actually talked about that in our last Friday episode where we did, technology and AI in healthcare, which is cool.
So, Nick and I are just going to be asking one question back and forth, and we're just going to prompt it to say, okay, in one or two sentences.
And we encourage you, if you have any questions about regenerative medicine that we do not answer here, take it to ChatGPT, and it will probably be able to answer it for you and, learn something instead of having to stumble through Google.
Don't fully trust it. It's not
it's not the end-all, be-all, but it's a really, really good resource.
It's a good guide.
All right, so the first question I'm going to ask it, because I'm just curious. I'm going to ask, what is regenerative medicine? I'm going to say in 3 sentences, because I was playing with this before, and it gave me 4 paragraphs. So in 3 sentences, I can't type, or I can't spell. Okay. All right. It's doing its magic. Okay. So, our good old friend OpenAI is saying that regenerative medicine is a branch of medicine that focuses on restoring damaged or diseased tissues and organs through the use of advanced cell therapy, tissue engineering, and biomaterials. It seeks to harness the body's own healing processes to regenerate and repair damaged tissue rather than relying solely on drugs or surgery.
That's true.
Regenerative medicine holds great promise for treating a wide range of conditions from heart disease and diabetes to spinal cord injuries and cancer.
That's really good.
I don't know if I could have summed that up in 3 sentences
But in the beginning, they did mention restoring damaged tissues and organs.
Yeah.
Cell therapy is good. Tissue engineering is good, and biomaterials is great. Yeah, I guess.
That's pretty darn good.
It's a good layout. I wouldn't say that's the entire culmination of regenerative medicine. You got things like gene therapy, nanomedicine.
But gene therapy is kind of encapsulated in cell therapy. You know what I mean?
Gene therapy is not a cell therapy.
But you know what I mean though. A lot of cell therapies. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of cell therapies utilize viral vectors or gene therapy. Think about it.
Yeah, I
Natural
guess.
killer cells, CAR T cells. Those are all modified. Even a lot of times now they'll use fetal hemoglobin for people who have sickle cell anemia, and they'll take out their marrow cells, spin them down, repurpose them with this viral vector that puts it when you have sickle cell anemia, something's wrong with the I think it's one of the alpha chains on the hemoglobin that carries oxygen. And it's got a kink, so it can't hold oxygen, and then it also physically disforms it. So they put in fetal hemoglobin from your own body.
It's still cells that you're giving at the end of the day. I'm talking about a gene therapy that's only you're giving genes through a viral vector. That's not a cell therapy. Gene therapy is totally in the scope of regenerative medicine.
Yeah, it can't be.
It's not a cell therapy. I don't think gene therapy is a cell therapy.
Okay, what question would you like to ask? Oh, it's going again. How do you cancel it?
Let me see.
It's okay.
All right, so we asked what. You asked what is regenerative medicine in 3 sentences. I'll ask. What is. Okay. What are the functions of stem cells in 2 sentences?
Oh, Lord. It's going to be a long 2 sentences.
Stem cells have the unique ability to develop into many different types of cells in the body, which allow them to play a critical role in the development, growth, and repair of tissues and organs. They can self-renew, meaning they can make more copies of themselves and differentiate into specialized cells such as blood cells, muscle cells, or nerve cells. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they can self-renew and they can develop into other tissues. Not only blood cells, muscles, and nerves, it can turn into anything depending on which stem cell.
Yeah, one thing that I learned when Dr. Arnold Kaplan came and talked to my class a couple weeks ago is like what we call stem cells aren't necessarily stem cells.
Yeah.
They're technically what's called progenitor cells. And they're stem cells in a way that they can still like move forward and differentiate into new things. But like you can't take like a hematopoietic stem cell is a hematopoietic stem cell.
Yeah.
Like it can't go back and it can't become bone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has to become that. So like it's already progressed far enough to where it's not technically a stem cell, but it's still it's a progenitor cell. But
yeah,
it's okay. That's all right. But that was
so progenitor cells can turn into different subtypes though, right? Of that same tissue type.
yes.
So for example, like if I'm a MSC and I want to turn into a muscle, I can turn into specific subtypes of a muscle. So that's like where you can still become stem-like. You can still differentiate, but you can't like skip a bunch of lineages and become from muscle all the way to like blood or something.
Okay. I know we've talked about this, but my question is, and I'm interested to see how this answers it, is what is an induced pluripotent stem cell in 3 sentences? What's up?
You know what's interesting? So apparently ChatGPT right now is an AI language model that's based off of current speech from humans. So it's not real life data. So the answer we're going to get for this is going to be based on how humans have talked about it. So it's going to talk about Yamanaka and everything.
Let's see what it
But
says.
eventually ChatGPT is going to turn into something where it's going to read
Papers,
literatures
yeah.
and then tell us the answer, dude. That's going to be huge.
That's going to be crazy.
People are going to discover medicines like this.
Hopefully.
Like, it can piece literature.
It had to think really hard about that one. Well, not really hard. It took like 3 seconds maybe.
But imagine piecing the literature on a level like AI can. Like, you would be able to, like, narrow down so many drug indications for certain diseases.
Excuse me. It's been a long day. Okay. So my question was, what is an iPSC? Okay, so ChatGPT says an induced pluripotent stem cell, an iPSC, is a type of stem cell that is created by reprogramming adult cells, such as skin or blood cells, into a state similar to that of embryonic stem cells. iPSCs have the ability to differentiate into many different types of cells in the body, making them useful for regenerative medicine and disease modeling. iPSCs avoid the ethical concerns associated with embryonic stem cells and allow for personalized medicine approaches. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
What would you add? What would you add? Or what would you take away?
I would take away that last part where it says they avoid the ethical concerns because there's ethical concerns of its own nature for iPSCs. Like, you're not going to just, like, take my skin cell right now, and then if I have a bone marrow condition, you're just going to iPSC me, you know? There's still ethical concerns for my own self.
Eventually. Maybe. I don't know. There are movies about it. What's the movie where, like, everybody goes to the moon? Like, all the rich people go to the moon, and all the poor people stay on Earth. But, like, on the moon,
Wall-E?
they have, like, no.
What?
On the moon, though, they have, it's like terraformed and beautiful. And then, like, they have, like, a machine that, like, just goes across and, like, cures all your cancer.
Really?
Yeah. It's wild. I forget that movie.
Is it like a...
It's like an action movie. It's like Bruce Willis or something.
Okay, no, then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember, I never saw it. I just remember seeing the previews. Okay, your turn.
What do you think about this, dude? Do you think it does a good job?
Yeah.
It doesn't talk about Yamanaka factors, though. So that's what I would add. I would add, like, how it's done.
Yeah.
Because, like, it says...
But I said just, like, what is. Not, like...
Okay, so it's
how are they produced?
It's reprogrammed.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask. What is the most advanced cell therapy on the market right now?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Because here's the thing, I don't know if ChatGPT would know this, because like I said, it's just like it understands.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, like there's several advanced cell therapies that are currently on the market or have been approved in recent years, but it's difficult to determine which one is the most advanced. One example of an advanced cell therapy is CAR T cell therapy. Yes, that's actually true, which involves modifying a patient's T cells to recognize and attack cancer cells. It has shown promising results in treating certain types of blood cancers, such as lymphoblastic leukemia and non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and has been approved by regulatory agencies in several countries. And this is actually true because Nick and I have covered CAR Ts on this channel. And yeah, I think that's really great. But CAR Ts, 50% of patients who have CAR Ts, they do develop autoimmune diseases, which is a side effect that most people don't know about with CAR Ts.
It is. Excuse me. It is a very advanced therapy, though.
It is very advanced. It's amazing how we've made it this far in human history to understand
that whole process.
Of
taking cells out, putting on an antigen, a very specific antigen, putting it back in, and kind of 50% is a high. Every one of 2 patients has adverse effects, but it still gives a lot of hope. We're getting there. There's actually a guy on the floor I work on. I think Dr. Wall.
Yeah.
He's CAR T, and his work's super cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. What question should I ask it now? Ooh.
Ask it a specific. Do you think in your work can an HSC with this drug blah blah blah
yeah.
Something, if without ruining IP.
I can ask.
Who developed hollow anatomy?
That would be cool. Let's do. How is a mouse affected by? How is a mouse affected? Let's do. How is a mouse affected by graft versus host disease?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
we know how it is, but I'm interested to see the answer to this.
Does it give a specific immunological response, or does it just say?
It just says, oh.
It's not the same blood type or something.
Okay. What's going? Okay. Mice can be used as models to study graft versus host disease, which is a complication that can occur after a bone marrow or stem cell transplant. When the donated cells, the graft, attack the recipient's body, the host. That's one thing that when I first learned about graft versus host disease, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Who's the
host? Who's the graft?
Right. Well, no, it's so the graft, the donated cells, actually attack the body. It's not the other way around. You would think that your immune cells or whatever you have left, especially after you went through chemo, even the couple that you had left, you think that they would try to fight off the invading, but no, those cells think that they're being invaded by an entire another body, which doesn't make any sense. But I think that's interesting. So in mice, graft versus host disease symptoms can include weight loss, skin rash, diarrhea, and damage to the liver, lungs, and other organs. We look at the liver, spleen, and bone marrow. Mice with severe graft versus host disease may die from the disease. That has absolutely happened.
Yeah.
Researchers use mouse models to study the mechanisms of GVHD and to test potential treatments for the condition, which is what I have done. I'm now on a different project. But interesting answer. I was expecting maybe a little more technical. Mm-hmm. Maybe after I'll ask it some specific questions. But
this one I'm gonna ask it about if it knows more real life stuff. So I'm gonna say, where in the United States do regenerative medicine research does regenerative medicine research take place? Now, let's just see what it says. Regenerative medicine research takes place in many institutions in the United States. Some leading institutions include Harvard University, Stanford, University of San Francisco, Mayo Clinic, Wake Forest Institute, University of Pittsburgh, and MIT. Additionally, there are many research centers and companies focused on regenerative medicine throughout the country.
How does ChatGPT not even see that we are in the National Center of Regenerative Medicine? This is where it's happening.
It's because every one of these institutions mentioned do have, in my opinion, a lot of like commercial, social media aspects to them. Like Harvard, Stanford, they post a lot of articles. They have a lot of social media coverage.
Oops.
So people just know about it.
I just refreshed the page. Oops.
No one knows about Case Western and like how they host the National Center.
Yeah.
I think it's sad, but that's exactly what this podcast is for.
Okay, let's go. Let's have one more question each.
For business.
And let's do like a biotech business question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say like. I'm gonna say brainstorm novel ideas for a biotechnology
company in the regenerative medicine industry.
Company in the regenerative medicine.
Dude, typing regenerative medicine
over and over again.
Oh my god. That's the one thing I'm like.
Okay, brainstorm novel ideas for a biotechnology company in the regenerative medicine industry. Let's see what it says.
Let me guess, some cell therapy, gene therapy. For some cancer.
This is really
basic,
like
right?
Basic and vague.
It's not gonna give us like data.
Yeah, I mean, it's on number 8 right now.
What?
9. Wow, there's a lot you can do though. Gave me 10 examples. I'm not gonna read through all of them, but we got personalized cell therapies. Okay. Organ regeneration. Sure. Okay. Artificial organs. This is like 3D printing replacement organs. That's been done here at Case. Actually, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Wound healing.
Okay.
Kaplan. Also done. Gene therapy. Done. Immune system modulation. Done. Biomaterials.
That's MSCs though.
Done. Aging and regeneration.
Kind of open,
not done.
Not done.
Yeah. Cell banking.
Kind of open.
No, wait, that's so done. Umbilical cord banks.
That's one type of cell banking.
Okay, all right, fine.
It's like
and tissue preservation. Tissue preservation.
Yeah.
Instead of using formaldehyde, go to cryopreserving stuff.
Yeah.
Cryopreservation is pretty cool. Yeah. Damn, that was a lot more basic than I wanted it to be, but oh well.
I'm going to ask for one last business question.
What's a fair valuation going into a preceding round? With a minimum viable product that's reached 500 customers? Actually wouldn't be a bad question to ask.
I want to ask it something about going public as a biotech company. Does it ethically make sense to go public as a biotech company? Because you have to please investors versus focus on the science.
Yeah.
So
try it.
Does it ethically make sense to take a biotechnology company public since pleasing investors could sway
the science.
Important scientific decisions. So does it ethically make sense to take a biotechnology company public since people-pleasing investors could sway important scientific decisions? ChatGPT is going off. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
They've given us like both sides of all the coins.
Okay.
All the sides of all the coins that exist. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's still going.
Right. So, The decision is a complex one, and they're both ethical and financial considerations to take into consideration, take into account. While going public, it can provide a significant amount of funds to research and development. It also comes with a host of obligations to shareholders that could potentially conflict with the company's scientific goals and ethical responsibilities, which is restating what I just asked it. So it says when a company goes public, blah, 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 blah. So it's just telling me the same thing about how publicly traded companies. Similarly, the company might be pressurized to prioritize research that is more likely to produce immediate financial returns rather than investing in long-term projects with more uncertain outcomes. On the other hand, being public can also increase scrutiny and accountability to a biotechnology company, which could potentially lead to greater transparency and ethical behavior. Oh, okay, that's actually true.
What?
When you go public, you have to be way more transparent.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a one advantage of going public as a biotechnology company, because if you're private, you could pretty much mess up people's data and do whatever you want. Like 23andMe.
Athersys?
I don't know about them.
Athersys actually did a really good job. And I've heard that they're doing awesome and making a great pivot. So I need to stop getting Athersys stuff.
We done?
Yeah, I think that's enough. I think we asked like 7 questions or something.
Not bad.
No.
I liked that.
That was all right. You know, we may or may not have lost a person we're going to interview today, so we had to come up with something on the spot. But you know what? That was fun. That was fun. I'm glad we're trying new things, implementing new things into this.
Yeah.
Just to see if you guys have any recommendations, please feel free. Yeah, but other than that was interesting. We'll have to pick ChatGPT's brain a couple more times.
Maybe with a guest. That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Oh, you know who'd be fun is like Will.
Yeah.
Will would be fun picking ChatGPT's
ChatGPT's
brain.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope that if you made it this far, thank you very much. We appreciate all your guys' support. We know we have some new subscribers since we posted the HoloLens video. We were so excited to post that. We plan on probably doing a couple more of those kinds of videos with different students to try to get their feedback on everything.
I had a few ideas recently, which would be so awesome with the graffiti.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me after. So we're going to try to keep collaborating with Hollow University here at Case. You know, they're great people. So those are going to be coming. We're going to keep trying to implement some Tech Tuesdays on top of, you know, keep Trivia Tuesdays kind of fun. Check out your website. Sporkle's a lot of fun this week. Yeah. Or no, we haven't posted that yet.
Not yet. But
Okay, well, you're going to see it on Tuesday. No one's watching this much. No one's watching this far in.
Exactly.
If you are,
you
got
know something other people don't.
You got a sneak preview.
Okay.
But thank you very much for watching. This has been another episode of Cell to Cell. My name is Nick. That's Heem, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.